What is going on, everybody? Welcome back once again to the show. Welcome back to another episode of Seahawks Now, your home for all things daily Seahawks news, updates, rumors. Today, we're talking about my takeaways after the Seahawks win over the Houston Texans and talking about if I think it was the weirdest game of all time. Plus, JSN does it again, another 100-yard showing for the Seahawks wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba staying on top of the NFL as far as receiving yards goes. All that and more today right here on Seahawks Now. But first, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel down below if you want more breaking news Seattle Seahawks coverage. My apologies for the week off. I've been feeling very unwell, having to get over a sickness and very stressful in college. But we're back and we're ready to talk ball. Seahawks are looking great right now. What are my key takeaways from the win? Yeah, it was a weird game. I'm not going to lie. It was a very weird game. First of all, NFL, what are we doing? Why are we scheduling games for 7 p.m. on the West Coast? That's 10 p.m. on the East Coast. I mean, nobody watched this game. Are we kidding ourselves? Nobody besides Seahawks fans and Texans fans watched this game. And honestly, I don't even think many Seahawks fans did because they were too busy watching the Mariners lose in the MLB playoffs. Ultimately, looking at the team stats, the Seahawks were the better team. They had more total yards, mostly because of the passing yards. Both teams had 198. But on the rushing side of things, Seattle with 118 rushing yards, Houston only 56 rushing yards. Seattle averaged 4.7 yards per play. Houston averaged 3.7 yards per play. The Seahawks had 19 first downs. Houston had 18, so we were slightly better in that realm. Third down, we were 2 for 14. They were 2 for 15. So really bad. Both offenses were really bad on third down. We were 2 for 2 on fourth down, however. Houston was 1 for 4. They actually ran 2 more plays than we did. We sacked them 3 times. They sacked us twice. We punted 4 times. They punted 7 times. Penalties, we committed 12 penalties for 93 yards. They committed 10 penalties for 105 yards. So both teams heavily penalized. We did win the time of possession battle by 5 minutes. And we actually turned the ball over 4 times. They only turned it over once. And that's part of what I'm getting into when I say it was a weird game. What I really mean by that is, we turned the ball over 4 times, and I was never even, worried that we would not win the game. And that's, I feel really rare. How often do you get that, where a team commits 4 turnovers, and yet the entire game, it's yeah, they're gonna win. They're the better team. There wasn't a single moment where I was nervous. Not at all. And so it does make me wonder, was that a fluky game? Are the Texans that bad? Or are the Seahawks that good? I mean, obviously getting off to a 14-0 lead in the first quarter really helped. It should have been 16-0. We had a safety that literally was taken away from us. And then Houston scores. Houston did end up scoring 19 points, but it just felt like an underwhelming 19. And it felt like we controlled the game the whole way through. There was never a moment when Houston was driving to take the lead. I think at one point they had the ball down by 8. But it was I was never that worried. I was never worried that Houston was going to win that game. Even when, and we had some brutal plays, and we'll get into exactly how I felt about some of that. But no matter what happened, the whole time I was yeah, we're going to win. And we did. So it's good. It's good to feel like that. It's good to not be stressed over a Seattle Seahawks football game. I feel like this is one of the least stressful renditions of the Seahawks. The Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson Seahawks, they were winning. But for a lot of those years, their wins were every win you had to fight to the last minute. It was, you were scratching tooth and nail for every point. And a lot of those games felt like they could have gone either way. There was a lot of fourth quarter comebacks. There was a lot of third quarter comebacks. I mean, there was just a lot. There was a lot of overtime. This year, it is much different. When we win easily. The Steelers was a no-stress victory. The Saints was a no-stress victory. The Cardinals was a little bit of stress because but it wasn't us who had to come back. It was them who almost came back but didn't. Tampa was a stressful loss, but then Jacksonville, We won by 8 against Jacksonville, but it felt like more. And then the same with Houston. We won by 8, but it felt like more. Like the last 2 weeks, we've won by 8 points both times. And both times, it felt like we won by more than 8. And also, by the way, it's probably because both times we didn't score in the fourth quarter. So I guess that's the one thing that maybe we need to work on is like closing the game with a score in the fourth quarter. Because the Jacksonville, obviously, and Houston both scored touchdowns in the fourth quarter to make it a one-score game. But then neither of them could follow up by actually completing the comeback. Again, Arizona, they scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, but they couldn't complete the comeback. So it's like, yeah, we're seeing Seattle. Maybe they you could say they struggle in the fourth quarter, but at the same time, when you're that good in the first and third quarter, you don't necessarily need to be great in the fourth quarter. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like right now the Seahawks are looking really good, and I'm enjoying not having to stress about are we going to come back. I would much rather be the team trying to prevent the other team from coming back than to be the team trying to come back. How about Jackson Smith-Njigba, man? I mean, what a guy. Looking at the receiving stats now through 7 weeks, JSN is currently 5th in receptions with 50. He trails only 2 receivers, Jamar Chase and Puka Nacua. He also trails Christian McCaffrey with 53 and tight end Jake Ferguson with 51. But if you're looking at yards, there's nobody better. JSN, 819 yards in 7 games. That is insane. He's averaging 117 yards per game. He could literally take a week off and still average over 100 yards per game. It's incredible what he is doing. It truly is incredible what he is doing. 629 for Jamar Chase is the next most. So he is almost 200 yards better than the number 2. He has now 4 touchdowns. So he is now into the top 20 in touchdowns. Still not into the very top. Obviously, Amon-Ra St. Brown with 7 right now. But JSN with 4. He's starting to catch up. 20-yard receptions. He leads the league with 14 of them in 7 games. He's averaging 2 20-yard receptions a game, which is, again, insane. George Pickens is in second place with 12. Last year, the league leader in 20-yard receptions was Justin Jefferson, who had 28. This year, Jackson Smith-Njigba, he is on pace for 34 of them. We'll see if he gets there. I think it'd be cool if he could get to 30. The last time somebody got more than 30 20-yard receptions was a while ago. You have to go back. I'm trying to find it right now. You have to go back to 2021 when Cooper Kupp caught exactly 30 passes of 20 or more yards. That was 2020. That was 2021. And then before that, I can't even find. 2019 was the leader had 25. 2018, Tyreek Hill had 27. So it's been a while since somebody got more than 30. Cooper Kupp had exactly 30 in 2021. I'm trying to go back as far as I can. I can't find any time. Okay, it was 2015. Allen Robinson was the last time a guy had more than 30 20-yard receptions. Again, JSN currently on pace for 34. So if he keeps up his pace, he would have the most in a very, very long time. Also, he has 5 40-yard receptions. That leads the NFL. Nobody else even has more than 3. George Pickens has 3. Kendrick Bourne has 2. Emeka Egbuka has 2. A couple other guys have 2. So, again, he is on pace for 11 40-yard receptions. Last year, the league leader, Jamar Chase, had 8. So, again, very, very good. And similarly, it's been a long time since a guy had more than 10 40-yard receptions. To that, you would have to go back, again, pretty far. I'm trying to find it right now. You have to go back really far to see a guy in the double digits in 40-yard receptions. It would be all the way. I still haven't found it. Tyreek Hill had 9 in 2017. 2015, somebody had 8. I'm not sure if this has happened in a long. You have to go all the way back to 2014. Deshaun Jackson, who had 13 of them. So my point being, JSN, this is the best receiving season we've seen in a while potentially. He's been insane. He's been insane, and he's averaging. By the way, that's the other crazy thing. He's averaging 16.38 yards per reception. So a lot of times you'll see these high volume receivers who catch a lot of passes, and that's why they have so many yards. JSN is still averaging 16 yards per reception. That is amazing. So my point being, JSN really, really good. With that being said, we're going to wrap this video up for today. As always, leave a like if you liked the video, if you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications. Leave a comment. Do you think JSN is the best receiver in the league right now? Has he proven that yet? And until tomorrow, as always, go Seahawks.